All right, welcome back to Mr. Fields' JA Finance Park presentation. All right, I hope that you've watched lessons 1 and 2 and taken notes from the slides, as well as anything that I've written down or said that was important, because you will be graded for your notes on these Edpuzzle videos. All right, so don't just write down one thing and turn it in, because you'll have to watch it again. Hey, maybe that sounds such a bad idea. So we're going to talk about income. You think that income is important? It's important, and it's something you can do right now. See, look, how many of you will be getting a summer job? You know, what I cut grass over the summer. You might babysit. You could do lots of things, right? And that's income. And so, start working as soon as you can in some capacity. It builds good responsibility, and it's just good for you. But you do have to pay taxes, okay? Well, you have to pay taxes if you earn more than $600 in a year doing some sort of specified activity. So if you earn less than $600, you don't have to pay taxes. At least that's what the current rule is, but the tax rules are always changing. Okay, so write these down. Taxes, required payments to a government, and I believe they're due by April 15th. I hope I have that due date right so I don't get a penalty. Income taxes, a portion of one's personal income paid to the government. So what happens if you earn more than $600, you have to give Uncle Sam, that's the federal government, some of that money, and that's how they run all their services, by taking money from everybody in the country. That's up. Yep. So what do we pay taxes for? Well, some examples, although there's many things that they use their taxes for. Social Security, Medicare. And so these are where our income taxes go for. What is Social Security? That's that's money we pay into from our paycheck, and then the people who are of retirement age, in their mid to late 60s, they can start collecting Social Security, or people who are injured and have to go on Social Security disability. So write that down. There's Social Security, the original, which is for people that have retired. And then there is Social Security disability. And so everyone that's working in the country is paying for this program with our taxes. Medicare and Medicaid are two health programs that we pay for. And that's health insurance for the elderly over 65. Although, hey, it's not elderly. My parents are my parents elderly? Okay, so sales tax. Now, there's more than just income tax. There's sales tax. How many people have paid that? Well, if you live in Delaware, you don't have to pay sales tax. Crazy, right? And in Maryland, the sales tax is 6%, but states can change that, and it's just a percent of your total bill that you have to pay in addition to what you bought. And then that goes to the government. Again, more things to the government. Okay. Yep. Oh, my goodness. Income tax uses. So national debt. Okay. Are they paying that off or adding to it? I can't tell. National defense, social programs, law enforcement, veteran affairs, government administration. So those are some things that your tax dollars pay for. So you can write that down. Yeah. Okay. Property tax, human services, healthcare, state and or local government, police, jails, courts, all these things. Oh, and don't forget schools. So what are property taxes? Do we even talk about that? So property taxes. Based on where you live, you have to pay a property tax. If you live in a really nice area, your property taxes are going to be higher. If you live in a area, I don't want to say that's not so nice, but there are areas that have lower property taxes. And those areas, you also have to pay taxes, but they're less. There, that's what we can say. Sales tax uses. All right, there are some sales tax uses. And so if you didn't get all of those, it's okay. Get at least 2 of those in each category. Jason's paycheck. This, you don't have to write this down, just listen. All right, maybe write down a little bit so it helps you listen. This is called a pay stub. All right, write that down, pay stub. And then at the bottom is a paycheck. Now this is important because when you get your first real job, you're gonna get a pay stub. It's like this. And you wanna read that and see what it says, okay? Because they're gonna, the first time you get paid, you're gonna be like, whoa, I made this much money, $960. And then you're gonna say, wait a minute, they only gave me $730. What happened to the rest that I? Well, we just answered that, didn't we? Taxes. All right. But hey, that's how the government runs, right? If we didn't pay taxes, we wouldn't have a government. Would that be a better situation? Yeah, there'd be more problems without a government. Okay, now the size of the government, that can be debated amongst the politicians, but we'll just talk about the numbers and math. Gross annual income, that's how much you make before taxes. Gross monthly income, that is the same thing per month. And then the net, so just write this down. Gross income is before taxes, net income is after taxes. You write that down? Gross income before, net after. Calculating net income, so we want to calculate net income, we can write this down. Take home pay, that's another way you might hear net income. Take home pay. Does anybody remember what GAI stands for? Gross annual income. And so divide that by 12, you get your gross monthly income. Subtract out your deductions and you get your net monthly income. All right, so there's an example, some accounting. Our GAI is 56,000. Divide that by 12 and you get your GMI. Deduct out the monthly federal income tax, Social Security, Medicare, and you get your, net income. So I think in the book, I believe you're going to be calculating your net income. And so here is a good little chart just to show you where our federal taxes go. So write down these percentages so that you know. Wow, 1%. And that's interesting because there's a lot of rules made by the federal government for education. And what they say is we will take away your funding. And so 1% is all that is given to education. 1% holds a lot of weight. But then you look at 23% is spent on healthcare. That's a lot of money right there spent on healthcare. Anyway, it's just interesting to see how much money the federal government actually gets and how much they actually pay in these things. But that's it. That's all we got for income. So now fill out your income section of your workbook and post any questions you have in the organizer.